Hello, my name is Karina and this is my perfume map. So I feel like I haven't done this in a little while. I don't know if you noticed or not. I don't expect that you did or didn't. But I did take a little break. I was stuck in a thought tornado. I had a lot of different thoughts about perfume ideas, kind of like what I was thinking in general about like collecting perfumes. And I kind of wanted just all those thoughts to swirl in my head and maybe come to like a point, if you imagine like a tornado. And then the second thing is I went on vacation. My family and I took a trip and we went to California. And, you know, there's a lot of preparation for anybody when they travel a good distance. You know, there's just all kinds of little puzzle pieces to put together. And then in this instance, we planned the trip like 30 days before we went. Usually when we take a vacation, I take months to get it all in order, but things have happened in the last 4 or 5 years in my family. I've had, you know, things with health, things with schedule, things with work, and it's been like a lot harder to plan in advance, and we just went for it this time. So yeah, it took me like the last few weeks just to like get everything organized to go. And I'll talk a little bit about that vacation when we get into it. But anyway, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk about slice of life perfumes. But the first thing I wanted to show you is fresh hanging laundry outside, laundry drying outside. Perfumes that remind me of line-dried clothes. Number one is definitely white linen. White linen might be my very, very favorite perfume of all time. I have like a long history of it. It's one of the first things that I sought out. I wanted to know what it was. I smelled it when I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. And I just really love this perfume. It's got aldehydes and fruit, lots of florals, including carnation and then oak moss and sandalwood in the base. But it smells like line-dried linen. It reminds me, if you ever have taken like a beach vacation, or if you can imagine a beach vacation where there's maybe like a rented house, but before you get there, they've thrown open all the windows and they've like scrubbed it clean and the air in there is completely fresh. It's a lot like what hanging your laundry outside does to it. The sun and the air going through your clothing gives it like this certain kind of crisp, airy scent that you can only get from the outdoors. And white linen, it just smells so good and classy and outdoorsy to me. And so for line-dried laundry, I cannot not mention white linen. The other outdoorsy, clean, just clean clothes and crisp weather is Charlie Blue. Both of these are very fall fragrances. And Charlie Blue just has something, there's something in here. There's a ton of oak moss, so there's that. But I think that it just smells like going on an autumn hike. It's just a really fresh, outdoorsy, natural, feminine smelling fragrance. And it does have kind of a soapy, clean laundry thing too. And I just think like really detergent-y smelling perfumes are sometimes overlooked as being kind of basic, but I think Charlie Blue is amazing. The next thing I want to show you is I love bike rides. Bike riding is probably my favorite, just outdoor free pastime. We have really good trails here. Just in Indianapolis, there's 100 miles of paved bike trails. And it's so great to have that because you will, for the most part, be able to avoid any interaction with automobiles. Some of these perfumes just remind me of being on a bike ride in October because that is what I've been doing. So the first one I want to show you is October by Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. It's definitely like a fall leaves kind of fragrance. Smells like walking in the woods. Leaves crunching under your feet. Green, it's slightly green, slightly ambery. Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. And I think this one, oh, it says Halloween 2023. They put years on their Halloween fragrances, which I think is nice. The next one is Ciara. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this fragrance. I love this fragrance. It's super cheapy. It's by Revlon. You can get it usually for around $10. And I've been wearing a couple fragrances and I was like, wow, this smells just like this. And one that I wore yesterday actually was Conjure by Solstice Scents. And that smells really similar to Ciara, especially in the dry down where you get kind of a spicy vanilla, really similar. And this is so much cheaper. I kind of hate to give you those comparisons with an indie brand that I love, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I would say I would get Ciara over Conjure. And if you like Conjure, you'd probably like Ciara. This also smells really similar to Ballet Versailles, which is a lot more expensive. They're all really in the same, they're just in the same group. I'm sure there's little differences that you would pick out and I can pick out too, but very, very similar. And this is a spicy, incensey, woody, sandalwood, slightly soapy, very golden, kind of vintage, very fall, little on the spooky side, cigarette-y even maybe, but a beautiful fragrance. I love wearing this one. I don't wear too much, but I do feel like when I'm wearing it, I just smell kind of clean and incensey, like incense was burned in a room that was already scrubbed clean. Really beautiful fragrance, really good deal, super fall appropriate, I think. This is Witch's Cottage. Very beautiful bakery, but kind of like a witch's bakery, kind of spooky. See if I can show you. This is like the lightest oil mist. Oh, you can't tell on paper, that sounded normal. But on skin, it is so lightweight, and this is so good. If you like Winter Candy Apple by Bath and Body Works, this smells like that to me, but like more grounded, more herbal. It's like that, but it's a little bit spookier. This is such a good Halloween scent. I have been like all about like a fruity note in my fall scents this year. And I can't even think of anything better than this. This is such a good fall gourmand. Can't tell you for sure if Solstice Scents has this. I know they did an update just like yesterday, but I did not shop it. I'm kind of maxed out, I think. The next one I want to show you, this is really good. This is Valerie's Uncommon Scents Pumpkin Oud. If you were hoping to get some kind of indie pumpkin scent or Bath and Body Works pumpkin scent, but with the indies and the shipping, time is running out, or you know, you weren't able to get like the pumpkin scent of your dreams from Bath and Body Works, Valerie's Uncommon Scents, she ships out very quickly. She'll tell you if she's not going to. Like, she usually will put up like a vacation notification, but every time I've ordered, she is shipped out next day, and then I get it in 2 or 3 days. And this is an excellent pumpkin-y Halloween scent. This is Pumpkin Oud. In fact, when I was going on vacation, when I was planning for it and I was trying to pick out a fragrance to wear, this was really high on the list. Oh, it's a very good pumpkin, and the oud just makes it smell richer and more decadent, and even maybe a little bit masculine. But this is one of the best pumpkin perfumes I have, and this is like $3.50, maybe $5 max if she doesn't have it on, if she doesn't have any deals. Really good. And I can't think of anything else like this. I can't think of anything that this is like a a dupe of. It just seems like one of those fragrance oils that exists. Pumpkin oud, it's a little bit spicy. Oh, it's super good. Really good fall scent that's dirt cheap and really could replace probably a lot of more expensive indies if you just wanted to get something right now to just have a little treat for the fall and Halloween season. The next thing that I want to show you is I like to ride my bike to try different coffee shops and maybe just try like a seasonal drink. I am just really a black coffee drinker and I make my coffee at home. So if I do go out to a coffee shop, I usually get like a little treat. And I wanted to show you some fragrances that just remind me of doing that in the fall. The first one is Vanilla Cafe by Bath & Body Works. This is pretty new. I'm pretty sure they still have it in all the stores. It's smooth espresso, whipped vanilla, and toasted hazelnut. And this fragrance, they've done a good job of like balancing out the bitter coffee notes with like a smoother, nutty note. And the vanilla, this is excellent. This smells way more expensive than, I think I paid $5.95 for it. I can't even imagine anybody doing this better. And in fact, I'll show you another one that I have that's much more expensive, but I wouldn't say it's better. I think they're both just really good. So Vanilla Cafe, for that cafe moment in October, it's so good. And you know, then you can have that cafe moment at home. You don't have to ride your bike to the coffee shop like I did. The next one is Acro Awake. And this is Acro's coffee scent. I bought a discovery set from Acro. I don't think I've shown that yet. I think he's kind of messing with, and it's Olivier Cresp. And I just heard an interview with him on the Perfume Room with Emma Vernon. This smells like coffee and cannabis to me. This has something less, you know, a lot of coffee drinks have some kind of marshmallowy sweetness, or a lot of coffee perfumes. This has something, I would guess this is like coffee and cannabis. In this interview with Emma Vernon, it seemed like he kind of was into the whole cannabis scent. I couldn't tell if it's because he likes cannabis or if it's just like he likes putting it in perfume. But yeah, this smells like this is called Awake. I feel like back in the day we might call something like this Wake and Bake. That's what I would call it if I was just going to give it its own name. And I was in a coffee shop in Broad Ripple. I live in Indianapolis. I ride my bike usually ride my bike either to like Carmel or Broad Ripple. That's kind of my range. Sometimes I'll go out to the art museum on my bike. But Broad Ripple is kind of the kind of more like bohemian, maybe even a little wild, slightly sketchier family area. And I'll get to that in a minute too. But this suits a Broad Ripple coffee shop. You know, the coffee shops in your area that are a little more, you know, it's where bands play and stuff, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty good. But then I also wanted to include Fireside Flurries because this has like a smoky note. And the coffee that I tried had like a smoked marshmallow. It was something that was called Fireside Mocha or something like that. I don't know. But this is so good. I was just looking on Shop Goodwill and there was a lot that had 2 full bottles with the cap in it. And I was like, I said I wasn't going to do any more Bath & Body Works, but I kind of want to get those bottles. I didn't. Someone else is going to get that, not me. But I am seeing this one pop up a lot used if you're interested. This has lavender, toasted marshmallow, pink lavender, and cashmere woods. This is excellent. I like all the Bath & Body Works cashmere scents. Snowflakes and cashmere is also really, really good. Smells similar to this, just not like as smoky. Oh, so good. Such a good fall or winter coffee shop scent, I think. Then the next thing I want to show you is I came across this tree. And I stopped to take some pictures. It turned out to be a hardy orange tree. And that's why I was so curious, because I could tell they were oranges, and oranges do not grow in Indiana. It's too cold. You know, we get our oranges from California or Florida. It turns out it's a hardy orange tree, and the oranges are edible, but they're not like delicious really on their own. They're mostly used to make like marmalades or candied orange, like candied orange. And I'm gonna get one of those trees. But anyway, it reminded me, the smell of the orange kind of smelled like an orange, but something kind of almost like indolic. Like my kids were calling it a poop orange, because it kind of had like a funky fecal smell with the orange. I enjoyed the way it smells, and I think at least one of my kids also did, but it was kind of a weird orange smell. And this is Iced Persimmon by Solstice Scents. And her persimmon note is a fantasy note. You know, persimmons don't really smell like anything. It's more of a taste. But this does have kind of that funky orangeness to it. I love this perfume, by the way. It's like a cold persimmon ice cream, kind of orangey, very fall-like. So I think this is the closest thing to that hardy orange smell. But anyway, while I was looking at that tree, a man came up to me and he said, quote, "What is you doing? Are you trying to take a picture of someone homeless?" And I said, "Nope, I'm just trying to take a picture of this tree." And he kind of started walking towards me, and you know, everybody has like a fight or flight response, and I definitely have, like, I'm way stronger in the fight. I find myself squaring up to people that I shouldn't. I will never instigate any kind of a fight, but like, there's something in me that if you want to if you wanted to commit violence against me, I am not going to back down. I don't think it's a great quality. It maybe came from certain experiences in my life that I'm like that. But at that point, it was time to go home. And I don't mind having those experiences. In fact, like, I'm more comfortable with people confronting me that way than I am sometimes in like a super retail environment. Sometimes when I'm just shopping in a mall or something, I can go into about 3 stores before I start to get this like really weird feeling come over me that's like, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's like, it feels like the world is manipulating me or something, but I don't want to get dark. I don't want to, even though it's fall and I think it's the appropriate time. It's just that there are people out in the world that are struggling, and some of those people are aggressive, you know, and I don't know what to do about that. So I went home after that, and I thought about Iced Persimmon, and smelling this perfume makes me remember it in a positive way, because it was a really cool tree, and I do hope to get one. So anyway, we decided to get out of town, and we went to Disneyland in Southern California. I've taken my kids to Disney, I would say kind of a lot. I think so. I think we've been there like 8 times. My husband and I have taken the kids to Disney World and Disneyland. We decided to go to Disneyland because I don't think that it's as busy during quote unquote fall breaks, because I don't think that they have fall break. I don't think it's as popular on the West Coast as it is like out east. And so for fall breaks, I just think Disneyland is the better choice. And I'm from California, so I always kind of get excited to go back. I'm from Northern California, but you know, I went to Southern California a lot as a kid. And I decided to wear Floral Marshmallow, which is a Killian Love Don't Be Shy dupe. And I also brought this perfume oil. I thought at first about bringing some body mists, because I didn't want to wear anything too strong at Disneyland. Disneyland already has its own scents going on. And, you know, there's a lot of people and families. I didn't want to wear anything too loud, too weird. But it's harder to travel with body sprays than it is with perfumes, because if it's this size, I can just put it in my carry-on, and that's what I had. So I wore the same perfume for like 5 days in a row, and like that's not something I do all the time. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoy this fragrance. I think that Love Don't Be Shy is going to be on my list. Even though I think these are perfectly fine, I just think this is a really good scent. It's very likable. It's not like too strong. I can't imagine it being offensive to anybody. And it's got like that bright kind of Southern California orange blossom sunshine, and then like a marshmallowy scent, and then something a little bit earthy and musky. I really enjoyed wearing this. This is very pretty. The Love Don't Be Shy, I think I got for about $12 from Oil Perfumery. And then the Floral Marshmallow I bought on eBay from a seller that's like exclusively selling Dossier for about $14. And I absolutely loved it. In fact, when I came home, I was kind of tempted to just keep wearing this. I really do see the beauty in having more of like a signature scent. I'm smelling so many things all the time that sometimes I just lose appreciation for something that kind of just smells basically good. But while I was there, the one scent that I smelled over and over on other people was something like Angel Share. So I wanted to show you, you can buy Angel Share perfume oils, and they're really good. This one, I have smelled Angel Share a couple times at Sephora. And this perfume oil from Impressive Bliss, I think it was about $8. I can't really tell the difference. This smells like a boozy, spicy, apple, sugary, sweet vanilla tonka. And I wore this when I came home from vacation a couple days, and I just felt like really confident and good everywhere I went wearing it. And I picked up this Inner Angel from Bath & Body Works, which is their sort of Angel Share everyday luxuries. And I got it for free because I had another reward. I feel like I'm getting too many rewards from Bath & Body Works, but I'm just going to keep cashing them out, I guess. This is Spiced Apple Cognac, Tonka Bean, and Warm Praline. And these two together are perfect. This is really good. This is super long lasting. This doesn't last as long, but it smells fantastic. And I feel like they put out so many scents that stuff just gets swept under the rug. But for $5.95 or for free if you sign up for their rewards, I mean, this is excellent. This is excellent. And I love Bath & Body Works Apple. This smells so good. It's such a good fall scent. So that's another one that's on my list. Eventually I will maybe buy Kilian's Angel Share. But for now, I'm really happy with this combination. And I think that's everything I wanted to show you. I hope that you're having a wonderful fall in October. And I would love to hear what you've been wearing and what scents are kind of standing out to you. What are you smelling when you're out and about? And I will talk to you real soon. Subscribe.